$1,000 billion.
A trillion.
A number so large, most of us can't even comprehend it. If you earned $1 every second, it would take you 31,688 years to reach $1 trillion. While the world debates whether the first trillionaire will emerge in 2030 or 2040, there's a question nobody's asking. What does life actually look like at that level of wealth? Today, we're going inside a hypothetical day, minute by minute, of the world's only trillionaire. Based on real billionaire schedules, expert projections, and current wealth trends. Because when you have more money than entire countries, what do you actually do with your time?
4:30 a.m.
While most of the world sleeps, our trillionaire's day begins. Not with an alarm, those are for people who have schedules imposed on them. The bedroom? Surprisingly simple. A $200,000 Hasten's Grand Vividus bed, the same one Jeff Bezos reportedly uses. But here's what's different. The room's temperature is maintained at exactly 67 degrees Fahrenheit by an AI system that tracks sleep patterns and adjusts in real time.
The air?
Purified through a medical-grade filtration system that costs $500,000. Each breath contains optimized oxygen levels. The windows aren't windows. They're 8K OLED screens displaying sunrise from any location on Earth.
Today, Mount Fuji.
Yesterday, Santorini.
Tomorrow, Mars colony construction site.
But the real luxury?
Complete silence.
The penthouse sits on seismic dampeners. No sound from the outside world penetrates.
Not traffic.
Not weather. Not even earthquakes above 6.0 magnitude. Before our trillionaire even opens their eyes, AI assistants have already analyzed overnight news from 47 countries, monitored fluctuations in 6,247 investments, adjusted portfolio allocations based on Asian market movements, prepared a briefing on 3 potential acquisition targets, scanned 89,000 emails, and flagged 7 that require personal attention. The first trillion wasn't made by sleeping in. The first trillion was made by having systems that work while you sleep.
5 a.m.
The bathroom ritual. But this isn't a bathroom, it's a medical facility disguised as one.
The mirror? A diagnostic screen.
As our trillionaire looks at their reflection, invisible sensors are measuring heart rate variability, analyzing skin for early cancer markers, detecting hormonal changes, monitoring blood oxygen levels through facial capillaries, tracking micro-expressions for stress indicators. The shower water? Filtered through a system that costs more than most houses. Each drop is infused with minerals optimized for skin health, adjusted daily based on biometric data.
The toilet?
Yes, the toilet. It's a $100,000 Toto nearest with integrated health monitoring. Every use provides data, hydration levels, digestive health, early warning signs of diseases. This data feeds into an AI that predicts health issues months before symptoms appear.
5:30 a.m. Exercise.
But not in a gym. Gyms are where you share equipment. A private facility with a former Olympic trainer on 24/7 standby equipment used by NASA for astronaut preparation, a cryotherapy chamber cooled to -240 degrees Fahrenheit, an altitude simulation room that mimics training at 15,000 feet, a sensory deprivation tank for mental recovery. The workout is personalized down to the rep. Based on last night's sleep quality, today's schedule, stress, and real-time muscle recovery data, the AI generates a routine that maximizes longevity and performance.
Why?
Because when you're worth $1 trillion, every day you're alive generates approximately $110 million in investment returns. Your body isn't just a body, it's the world's most valuable asset.
6:30 a.m. Breakfast.
But calling it breakfast is like calling the Mona Lisa a painting. A Michelin 3-star chef, poached from one of the world's top restaurants at a salary of $2 million per year, prepares every meal. But they don't choose the menu.
An AI does.
Based on today's scheduled stress levels, yesterday's nutrient consumption, upcoming travel to different time zones, current microbiome analysis, long-term longevity optimization. Today's meal: wild-caught Faroe Island salmon, flown in this morning. Organic vegetables from a private vertical farm, supplements totaling $1,500 per day. Water from a 10,000-year-old glacier. Cost of this single breakfast? $4,200. The chef's morning preparation time?
3 hours. Worth it?
When you're earning $12,500 per minute, nutrition isn't an expense, it's an investment. During breakfast, the real work begins. Not on a laptop, those are for middle management. On a wall of holographic displays that would make Tony Stark jealous. 5 advisors appear as life-size holograms: Chief Investment Officer in New York, Chief Technology Officer in Palo Alto, Chief Strategy Officer in Singapore, led legal counsel in London, head of acquisitions in Dubai. They're not just in different cities, they're in different time zones, all working in real time, coordinated to maximize every waking hour. Today's briefing: a $50 billion acquisition opportunity in renewable energy, 3 startups to potentially invest in, recommended by AI analysis of 10,000 companies, a government consultation request from 2 countries, a crisis at 1 subsidiary requiring immediate attention, decisions that will affect thousands of jobs are made between bites of salmon. This is what $1 trillion of responsibility looks like.
8 a.m.
Time to go to the office. But the commute isn't what you think. A private Airbus H-160 helicopter, $15 million, with custom interior by Hermes, sits on the penthouse rooftop. Flight time to headquarters, 8 minutes. Sitting in traffic? That's for people whose time is worth less than $750,000 per hour. But here's what's fascinating: the helicopter isn't just transportation.
It's a mobile office.
Soundproofed to perfection. Starlink satellite internet providing 1 gigabit speeds at 2,000 feet. Holographic displays for continued meetings. Even the vibration is optimized. Specialized dampeners ensure you can sign legally binding documents mid-flight.
The pilot?
Former military, top 1% of helicopter pilots worldwide, paid $500,000 annually.
Why?
Because the life of a trillionaire is worth, well, $1 trillion. Those 8 minutes in the air generate $100,000 in passive income. Landing isn't at a public helipad, it's directly atop a 100-story building that serves as headquarters. The entire top floor?
Private residence.
The next 5 floors? Executive operations. The remaining 94 floors? Rented out, generating $400 million in annual revenue. The building itself is worth $4 billion. It's not an asset, it's a statement.
9 a.m. The office.
But office is the wrong word. This is a command center. A 5,000 square foot space with a 180-degree curved screen displaying real-time data from 247 companies, AI analyzing market movements across 89 countries, satellite feeds from 43 facilities worldwide, live feeds from 12 ongoing board meetings. Our Trillionaire doesn't attend most meetings, they monitor them. When you own controlling stakes in hundreds of companies, you don't manage them, you orchestrate them. Today's focus: a $30 billion infrastructure project in Southeast Asia. 3 governments involved. 40,000 jobs to be created. Environmental concerns to address. Local opposition to navigate. 1 decision could swing the outcome. 1 phone call could add or remove $5 billion from the project value. This isn't business, it's geopolitics with a profit motive.
10 a.m.
A video call that doesn't appear on any public schedule.
2 heads of state.
1 from a developing nation seeking investment. 1 from a developed nation concerned about market dominance. The conversation is diplomatic but direct. Our trillionaire isn't just a businessperson, they're an economic superpower. When your net worth exceeds the GDP of 140 countries, world leaders take your calls. Topics discussed: a $100 billion investment in green energy infrastructure, tax implications across multiple jurisdictions, technology transfer agreements, employment guarantees. By 10:45 a.m., preliminary agreements are reached. The formal announcements will come later, through official channels. But the real decisions? Made in private, between people who move markets with their words. This 45-minute conversation will create 200,000 jobs over the next decade. It will also generate $80 billion in returns over 20 years. Power at this level isn't about force, it's about making everyone believe the solution you want was their idea.
Noon.
Lunch isn't a break, it's another form of work. Today, a meeting with the directors of our Trillionaires Foundation.
Not a charity, a foundation. The difference? Scale.
Annual budget, $25 billion. Full-time staff, 8,000 people. Countries operated in, 127. The foundation's endowment alone is larger than the GDP of half the world's nations. Today's agenda: a malaria eradication program in 15 African nations, a scholarship program providing free university education to 100,000 students, a clean water initiative that will reach 50 million people, an AI research grant program with $5 billion in funding. But here's the uncomfortable truth: even spending $25 billion per year, our trillionaire's wealth is growing faster than they can give it away. At a conservative 8% annual return, the trillion generates $80 billion in gains. Spend 25, gain 80, net increase, $55 billion. Being this rich isn't just about having money. It's about the impossibility of not having money.
The lunch itself?
Another $5,000 meal prepared by the same chef. But here's what's different: it's eaten with the foundation directors, the people deploying billions to solve problems governments can't.
These aren't yes men.
They're experts recruited from the UN, World Health Organization, top universities. They challenge, they debate, they push back. Because at this level, the only people you can trust are the ones willing to tell you you're wrong. One decision made over lunch: approve a $3 billion, 10-year initiative to develop drought-resistant crops for climate adaptation.
The ROI?
Potentially saving 500 million people from food insecurity by 2050. Some things matter more than money, but it takes money to make them happen.
2 p.m.
A private visit to the lab. A $2 billion R&D facility that doesn't appear on any company website. What happens here?
The future.
Current projects: brain-computer interface technology, quantum computing applications for drug discovery, carbon capture at gigaton scale, fusion energy breakthroughs, life extension research. Wait, life extension?
Yes.
When you have $1 trillion, death becomes humanity's most expensive problem. Our Trillionaire funds research with a simple goal: live to 150, stay healthy to 140.
The team?
500 of the world's top scientists, recruited with salaries 5x what they'd make in academia. No grant proposals. No bureaucracy.
Just science.
One researcher explains a breakthrough in cellular aging. If successful in human trials, still 5 years away, it could add 20 years to human lifespan. The ethical questions are massive. The potential monopoly on longevity technology is terrifying. But the research continues, funded privately, away from public oversight. Because when you can afford to defeat death, mortality becomes optional. Project Quantum, a $500 million quantum computer designed specifically for pharmaceutical research. It can simulate molecular interactions in minutes that would take traditional computers centuries.
Result?
3 new drug candidates identified this year alone, currently in trial phases. Project Carbon, a direct air capture facility that can remove 1 million tons of CO2 annually.
Cost?
$800 million to build. But if carbon credits reach projected prices, it becomes profitable while saving the planet. Capitalism and environmentalism aren't opposites at this scale, they're the same thing. Project Neural, the brain-computer interface. Currently tested in 50 volunteer participants. Allows direct thought-to-computer communication. Imagine controlling your entire empire with thoughts alone. It sounds like science fiction. But $2 billion in research funding makes fiction into reality surprisingly fast.
4 p.m.
Finally, personal time. But even this is different. Our Trillionaire's art collection, 237 pieces worth a combined $8 billion.
Not in museums. Not in galleries.
In private residences around the world. Today, a viewing of 3 new acquisitions. A recently discovered Van Gogh, $250 million, a contemporary piece by a living artist, $15 million, a Ming Dynasty vase, $80 million. But here's what's interesting: these aren't just purchases. They're investments. That Van Gogh will likely be worth $400 million in 20 years. That contemporary piece could 10x if the artist's career trajectory continues. Even hobbies are financially optimized at this level. The viewing lasts 30 minutes.
Hello everyone.
In that time,
Let's begin.
passive income, $375,000. More than most people earn in a decade, generated while looking at paintings.
4:30 p.m.
A personal passion project, space exploration. Our Trillionaire owns
With
15%
operations in
of a private space
127
company.
countries,
Not
our global
SpaceX
reach
or
is
Blue
extensive.
Origin,
And
something
our
else.
8,000 staff
a $50
members are the
billion
backbone
valuation.
of this effort.
Today's agenda, a video call with engineers about the Mars colonization timeline. When will humans land on Mars? Public estimates, 2035 to 2040. Private timeline with unlimited funding, 2028. The conversation is technical, detailed, ambitious. How do you build life support systems for 1,000 people? How do you establish supply chains across 140 million miles? How do you govern a colony with no existing legal framework? These aren't hypothetical questions. They're engineering problems being actively solved. Why? Because some dreams are so expensive, only trillionaires can afford them. And because being remembered as the person who made humanity multiplanetary, that's a legacy no amount of money can buy. But ironically, it takes exactly this amount of money to achieve.
6 p.m.
The most expensive time of day, because it's the only time that can't be optimized for profit.
Family dinner.
And here's what's surprising, it's in a relatively normal dining room.
No holographs.
No advisors. No business discussions. Just family.
Partners. Children.
The 1 hour per day where being worth $1 trillion doesn't matter.
The meal?
Still prepared by that $2 million chef, but it's normal food.
Pasta. Salad.
Conversation about school,
traditional hot
friends,
towel shave.
normal life. Because here's the paradox.
Classic barbering
The wealthier you
for the
become,
modern man.
the harder it gets to maintain anything resembling normalcy. Every interaction outside this room involves power dynamics, hidden agendas, people who want something.
This hour? Protected. Sacred. Non-negotiable.
The phones are off. Yes, even for a trillionaire they turn off. The world can wait 60 minutes.
Approaching sector
In
4.
this moment, they're not running an
Keep
empire.
eyes on.
They're not solving global problems. They're not making billion-dollar decisions.
These are some
They're
truly
just a
exceptional
person
pieces
with
just
people
in
they
from the
love,
atelier.
Sharing a meal.
This feather jacket
It's the most
is
valuable
a personal
hour of the day.
favorite.
And it costs nothing.
10 p.m. The day winds down.
But the empire never sleeps. While our trillionaire prepares for bed, the machine continues. Markets in Asia are open. Facilities in Europe are mid-shift. Projects in South America are hitting
Based
milestones.
on your recent blood work,
$1 trillion
we'll create a
in
meal
assets
plan
never stops
optimizing your
moving. It
macronutrients
grows,
for longevity and
compounds,
performance.
expands.
Today's passive income, $220 million. Yesterday's, $215 million. Tomorrow's, projected $225 million. In one day, our trillionaire earned more than 2,000 people will earn in their entire lives the entire GDP of several small nations what the average American family will earn over 40 generations. And here's the thing, they worked hard, made smart decisions, created value. But the scale? The $1 trillion scale? That's not about hard work, it's about systems.
Compound interest.
Network effects. Being in the right place with the right resources at the right time. And maybe, just maybe, a system that allows this much wealth concentration in the first place. As the lights dim on our trillionaire's day, one question remains. Should one person control more wealth than entire nations? Is this the peak of human achievement, or a symptom of broken systems? Is this aspiration, or dystopia? I'll let you decide. What I do know is this, the first trillionaire is coming. Probably within 10 to 15 years. Likely from tech. Possibly from someone you already know. And when they arrive, the world will never be quite the same. Because $1 trillion isn't just money, it's power.
Influence.
The ability to shape civilization itself.
One person. $1 trillion. One day at a time.
This was a hypothetical day in that life. Based on current trends, actual billionaire routines, and expert projections. The question isn't whether it will happen. The question is, what kind of world do we want them to build?